What if I told you that the Los Angeles Rams are about to pull off the most aggressive, franchise-altering heist in the history of the NFL draft? We aren't just talking about a good draft. We are talking about a total masterclass in roster construction that could leave the rest of the NFC West in the dust. The front office is reportedly looking at a move so bold, it would make every other GM in the league sweat. We are diving into a full 7-round projection that features a massive trade-up for a generational weapon, a secondary overhaul, and a strategic maneuver to fix the trenches. If this goes down, the Rams aren't just Super Bowl contenders for 2026, they're building a dynasty. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. The clock is ticking, and the rumors are swirling. We've seen some wild mock drafts lately, some that were, frankly, a total disaster and completely unrealistic. But today, we are getting back to reality. We are looking at a scenario that addresses the biggest what if in the Rams universe. What would it actually cost to move into the top 10 and grab a superstar wide receiver? We know this team loves to take big swings, and today, we are swinging for the fences. Let's set the stage with the top of the board. In this scenario, Fernando Mendoza goes off the board first, followed by David Bailey heading to the Jets. Then, things get weird. The Arizona Cardinals take Jeremiah Love at 3rd overall. Honestly, what are the Cardinals even doing? If they actually pull the trigger on Love there, it just proves that franchise has absolutely no direction. They are our divisional rivals, and while we love to see them fail, that pick would be an absolute head-scratcher. After that, Francis Maui Noah goes to the Titans at 4. Then, the chaos begins. The Giants decide to move down, letting the Saints jump up to snag Arl Reese at 5. But it's the next pick that changes everything for Los Angeles. Trade alert. The Rams are officially on the clock at number 6. To make this happen, Les Snead and Sean McVay have to give up a massive haul. The 13th overall pick and the 61st overall pick are headed to Cleveland. In exchange, the Rams secure the 6th overall selection. Why do this? Because Carnell Tate is the prize. After running hundreds of simulations, it's clear Tate is not making it to pick 13. If he gets past the Browns at 6, he's gone by pick 8 at the latest. If you want a game changer, you have to be aggressive. Carnell Tate is a physical marvel. We are talking about a guy who is widely considered the number 1 ranked receiver by the top scouts in the industry. He has elite size, vacuum-like hands, and his ability to create yards after the catch is simply insane. Imagine an offense where you pair Carnell Tate with Puka, Nacua, and Devonte Adams. That isn't just a receiving core, it's a nightmare for defensive coordinators. But here is the real kicker. Tate isn't just a flash-in-the-pan prospect. He has traits that make him even more valuable than guys like Mike Lemon or Jordan Tyson. He is the ultimate go-up-and-get-it weapon in the red zone. But wait until you hear why this pick is actually a move for the next decade of Rams football. Who's to blame if the Rams don't make a move like this? Is it better to keep the picks or go get the superstar? Drop a name or your take in the comments below. Now let's talk about the long game. We have to be honest with ourselves as fans. Matthew Stafford and Devonte Adams are legends. But the reality is that the odds of both of them retiring after the 2026 season, especially if we win another ring, are probably higher than 75%. We have a 3/4 chance of entering 2027 without our Hall of Fame QB and our veteran star receiver. By drafting Carnell Tate now, you aren't just helping Stafford chase a trophy this year. You are setting the table for whoever the next quarterback is. You are giving that future signal caller a duo of Puka and Tate for the next 10 years. That is how you sustain success in this league. You build the infrastructure before you bring in the architect. However, every masterclass has a cost. By trading away pick 61, the Rams are left with a massive gap in the draft. You're picking at 6, and then you're sitting on your hands until the end of the 3rd round. That is a long, painful wait. It limits your ability to add depth to a roster that definitely needs it. To fix this, we have to get creative in the later rounds. At pick 93, the board was interesting. There were names like Sam Heck, the interior lineman from Kansas State, and Brian Parker available. Both would be great depth pieces, especially since the team eventually has to choose between keeping Kevin Dotson or Steve Avila long-term. But instead of the O-line, we went with a defensive stud, Dalen Everett, the cornerback out of Georgia. Everett is a perfect fit for the defensive vision being implemented right now. He is long, powerful, and plays with an edge in man coverage. He might not be a day-one starter, but he doesn't need to be. With the secondary losing guys like Kobe Durant and potentially Emmanuel Forbes in the near future, Everett is the developmental piece this team needs. Think about him learning under the wing of a guy like Trent McDuffie. McDuffie has a reputation for being a mentor, and Everett has the raw tools to become an elite corner in this scheme. This kid shows up in the biggest moments. We're talking about a guy with 11 pass breakups in a single SEC season and multiple interceptions in the SEC championship game. He thrives under pressure. But even with Everett in the fold, the Rams still have a massive hole in the middle of their draft. So, how do we get back into the action? Les Snead has made it clear. He doesn't value late day 3 picks as much as he values early day 3 talent. So, we are pulling off another trade. We are packaging 3 late picks, a 6th rounder and 2 7th rounders, to move up 70 spots into the 4th round with the Las Vegas Raiders. Why would the Raiders do this? Look at their roster. They are miles away from being contenders. They need as many balls of clay as possible. For them, turning 1 pick into 3 is a smart rebuilding move. For us, it's about getting a specific player, Drew Shelton, the offensive tackle from Penn State. Shelton is an athletic freak. He has a basketball background, and you can see it in his footwork. The way he shuffles his feet and mirrors defenders is incredible. At 6 feet 5 inches and over 310 pounds, he has the frame of a franchise tackle. While his length is a bit limited, his agility is top tier. He reminds me of a more athletic version of Rob Havenstein. We need depth at tackle. DJ Humphrey is still out there, and while we have some young talent, an injury to A.J. Jackson or Warren McClendon would be a disaster. Shelton provides that security blanket immediately. Finally, we wrap things up in the 7th round with pick 252. With our last remaining selection, we take Red Murdoch out of Buffalo. He's a high-motor linebacker who is going to be a demon on special teams. He adds toughness to the room and provides solid depth for the linebacker core. Let's look at the full haul. We traded up to 6 for a superstar wide receiver in Carnell Tate. We grabbed a high-upside corner in Dalen Everett at 93. We traded back into the 4th round for a future starting tackle in Drew Shelton and finished with a special teams ace in Red Murdoch. I want you guys to give me a grade in the comment section right now. How would you feel if the Rams draft looked like this next Thursday? We are only days away from the actual event. Give me an A, B, C, D, or an F below. I'll be jumping in to respond to the best takes. This draft is about more than just names on a jersey. It's about a philosophy. It's about being bold enough to go get the alpha receiver while still being smart enough to maneuver back into the middle rounds for trench depth and secondary help. If the Rams pull this off, the rest of the league is in serious trouble. Stay tuned, because the draft is almost here, and we will be covering every single move, every trade, and every shocker the Rams throw at us. We are locked in for every minute of the action. Until next time, let's go Rams.